Just gives a bit more room to move around, and we can do some stuff standing rather than just laying down all the time, although we won't do a huge amount standing. But we can, there's some exercises that we can do standing, and there's a little bit of a warm up that I'll probably do today just for the fun of it. So yeah, get your mat, make sure you can see your screen, grab a drink of water or something, and we'll get started in a minute. We've got about a minute to go. Suggestions for different exercises or things that you don't like, or any questions about any of the moves that we do, yeah, just let me know. I like to kind of engage and answer questions if I can. Hopefully no one will come in the studio. I have put a sign on the door. We never know. Okay, so just a couple more seconds and we'll get started. Okay, so I make it 12:30, so let's get going. Okay, so I want you to think about your posture a little bit more today. Maybe if you don't, I'm sure you'll do anyway every week when you're doing the class, but we're going to just go through some of the basics of Pilates posture. So I want you to just stand really tall, bring your feet together, and so that your toes are touching and your knees are touching, and you can feel a gentle squeeze onto your bottom. So you're pushing your feet down into the floor. We're going to lift our toes up and then just place them back down again. So we're just going to activate the arches of our feet. So let's lift our toes up again, as high as you can, and then just slowly place them back down. You don't have to do it one by one. That's quite hard to do. So we'll do that one more time. Lift the toes up, and then place them down again. Good. Then we're going to bring our toes out, and then our heels to match. So we're in our perfect Pilates position. So feet are directly underneath the hips. So hip distance only. This is not hip distance. Hip distance is fairly small. And then we just want to soften the knees a little bit so that the knees are not locked out. And we're just going to tilt the pelvis forward and back, just to check in with the low back, keeping the knees soft, and just see how you're feeling. Okay, so see how your back's feeling today. If there's any tension in the low back, then just go a little bit easy. Obviously, if you've got any kind of injuries or anything like that, just listen to your body and do what feels right for you. Okay, so we want to find somewhere in between those two kind of arch positions and tuck positions where we're going to stay just for our little warm up. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of arm and shoulder movement now. So we're going to take our shoulders up, all the way up to the ears, and then draw them back down the spine and around. So we're going to make a circle with the outside of our shoulders. Imagine that you've got a pen on the outside of your shoulder and you want to draw a really nice round circle. Let's do a couple more of these. Just keep breathing naturally and normally. Just let the arms hang. Try not to create any tension anywhere else. Good, and then we're going to come forward. So we're going to bring the shoulders around and make a circle in the other direction. Good, so just keep it going nice and smooth. Fluid, keeping the knees soft. You can lift the toes up again if you want to. One more, good. Now we're going to circle the arms. So we're going to take one arm up and back. Now just notice how it feels. It might be a little bit crunchy, that's okay. We're going to do about 4 of these, and then we're going to change arms. Good, let's take the other arm back. So reach up and all the way back. Try and reach as high as you can. Follow the arm back as well. Perfect. One more. Okay, now we're going to take it the other way. So we're going to come forwards, a bit like a one-arm swimming movement. Again, reaching really tall, just try and iron out any of those kinks in the shoulders, and then the other arm. Good. Perfect. One more. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to bring the hands in front of our body, and we're going to bring the elbows in really close to our waist, so there's no gap there. Still keeping the knees soft, keeping the belly lifted in and up, palms flat as if you're holding onto 2 plates. And then we're just going to take the hands out and bring them back in. So it's quite a small movement, but it's happening kind of in the back of the shoulder. So the muscles in the back of the shoulder are creating this movement. Now we're going to progress it a little bit more. So we're going to take it out and then stretch the arms. Bring the elbows back in and bring the hands forwards. Easy, right? But it's so good for our shoulder joint. Just creates some nice functional movement patterns. And it might feel a little bit uncomfortable if you've got any shoulder issues, anything kind of niggly. It might feel like a kind of strange stretch on one side more than the other. If you're all good, great. Good for you. You're all in perfect working order. But some of us working at home, you know, it's causing all kinds of issues, sitting in different positions than we're used to. So let's just do one more. And reach out, good. Then just give the arms a little shake. Then we're going to take the feet a little bit wider, so about double hip distance. Soften the knees again. And then we're just going to wrap the arms around us. So this is just going to twist into the side waist and just warm up the side waist. So just let the arms hang and wrap from side to side. Good, I can see some people going for it there on my screen. Perfect. 2 more. And perfect. Okay, now we're going to take the toes out slightly and just squat down into a little plie, just a small one. Just go as deep as you feel it's good for you. Try not to fall over. Okay, so we're going to come down and then up. Now we're going to use our arms as well. So we're going to bring our arms out in front of us, just to shoulder height, just for now, just like this, keeping it simple. So we're pulsing down and up, warming up the inner thigh muscles. And then we're going to lift our arms up. So this is going to wake up the core muscles a little bit more. Then we take them out to the side and back. A little bit of coordination. Up, side, front. Above the head, outside, front. Keep it going. Should be feeling a little bit warmer. I know I am. That's amazing. I can see so many of you on the screen. 4 more. Perfect. And then let those legs come back to center. Give them a little shake. Should feel a little bit warmer here, up into those pelvic floor muscles. Now we're going to do a couple of roll downs just to release through the spine and just check in with our spine, see how it's feeling. So we want to just bring our feet back to hip distance. I'm just going to stand side on so you can see, but you can do it however you need to. In fact, I'm going to stand at the back of my mat so I've got room to walk out. So again, that hip distance, tuck the pelvis slightly. Soften the knees, take a nice big inhale and exhale. Nod the chin forwards, let the arms hang. Keep lifting the belly in and up and just peel your spine away from that imaginary brick wall behind you. Just let the head hang all the way down. So you might not touch the floor, it doesn't matter if you don't worry guys, just bend your knees if you need to make your legs comfortable and your back comfortable. Okay, once you're there, however far down you go, doesn't matter. Take a nice big inhale and then exhale, slowly come back up the same way you went down. So you're just going to slowly come back up and the head comes up last. Roll the shoulders at the top. All good. Let's go again. So on the second one, we're going to walk down, we're going to roll down and then walk out onto our mat and hold a plank. You can do that on your knees or fully extended on your toes. Up to you, okay? I'll show you both options. Let's go again. Roll the shoulders at the top. Big inhale. Exhale. So you're going to hear my breathing probably a little bit more loudly than you would do normally because we've got a new microphone and it's right by my mouth. So my breathing is usually quite loud anyway. You're just going to walk out just so that I show you kind of how the breathing is really important in Pilates. So you're going to get it even louder now, 3D. Okay, so we're in plank. If we're in plank, our bottom and our shoulders are in a nice straight line. If we're on our knees, we're here. So you can pick whichever option you want to do, but keep that belly lifted in and up. And then we just tuck the toes, walk back, try to minimize any movement in your hips as you do this. And then we get ready to roll up again. So we're inhaling, lifting the belly in and up, and then exhaling to roll all the way back up. This time we come up onto our toes, reach our hands. Ceiling's a bit low in here, so I am actually touching the ceiling. And then we exhale to come down one more time. So nod the chin forwards, let the arms and shoulders relax. Just try and release your spine one section at a time. Should be no pain or discomfort here. Walk out. 3, 2, 1.5. Hands directly under shoulders. Spread the fingers wide. Push up strongly into your shoulders. Tuck the pelvis. Lift belly in and up. You could stay here forever, right? Super easy. We're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push back if you can into a little downward dog, taking a little bit of yoga and sneaking it into the class today. So we're going to try and get our heels down towards the floor, but if that's not quite happening for you, just keep them a little bit higher and just bend one knee at a time and just walk out through those legs. So just breathing naturally, normally. And then we're just going to come down to our knees and sit back for a little rest before we get going on to those abdominal movements. Okay, so our spine should be a little bit warmer, our body's a little bit warmer. Now we're going to come around onto our back for some ab work. So make sure you fill up your whole mat if you have a mat or carpet, whatever you're using. You're going to roll yourself down super slow. So sit on your sitting bones, legs just bent comfortably in front of you, arms reaching out. Hold on to your legs if you need. You're going to scoop your belly in and up, tuck the pelvis, and slowly roll down. So you're going to bring the body all the way down to the floor. Relax the head. Bring the feet in a little bit closer. Now just rock the pelvis forward and back again and find that kind of midway position where you don't have to hold on or grip really tightly with any muscles. It should be really easy to maintain that kind of relaxed pelvis. And then we're just going to think about moving into the low abdominals now. So we're going to keep the breathing going in through the nose, out through the mouth if you can. Relax the arms down by the side of you, lift the belly in and up, and we're going to start with our toe taps. So we're going to bring the front leg up to tabletop. 90-degree angle behind the knee, remember, and we swap. On an exhale, good. Keep the breath going. It's really going to help activate those muscles. If you notice that your shoulders start to creep up, which they do sometimes, and they do with me, I will admit, it generally means you're using your upper abdominals a little bit more than your lower abdominals. So really try and tune in to those lower abdominals, even if it means that you make your movement slightly smaller, like this. So you might not tap all the way to the floor, but just try and keep those shoulders down for now. Perfect. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Just hug the knees in for a second. And just circle the knees. Let's release any tension in the hips. Let's let it go. Go the other way. So one hand on each knee. And just circling around, releasing through the low back any tension that happens to be there right now. Let's just let the spine take a little rest. All those spinal muscles relax for a little while we work on the front of the body. Okay, so now we're gonna interlace our fingers behind our head and start off with some chest lifts, okay? So starts off easy, gets a little bit more challenging. If it's too challenging for you, just go back to the easier version. Keep the elbows wide. Take a nice big inhale and then exhale. Lift your head and your shoulders and looking straight through your knees or up to your knee line, but no higher, okay? We don't want the head here. So we're gonna keep a little tuck with the chin and we're gonna hold here for that exhale. Then we're gonna inhale again and exhale again and then lower down. So we hold for quite a while to build strength and stamina. Let's go again. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I'm shaking. You guys should be too, okay? Now we're going to progress this. You can stay with that, or you can come up on your exhale. Reach forwards on an inhale. Exhale again. And then bring the hands back to the head and then lower. So you got a little bit more of a challenge with that reaching forward. Coming again, reach up. Try and touch the front of your shins if you can. So you might need to come a millimeter higher, but don't lift from your neck, okay? Use your abdominals to lift you. And then the hands come back to the head. We hold all that time and then lower down. We've got 4 more. Exhale. Reach and hold. Exhale again. And down. Good. 3 more. So this should be really warming your abdominals, which is good because we have the hundreds coming up next, and that's going to really warm your abdominals. but we like to pre-warn them of what's coming. So it's always good to just let the body warm up gradually. One more. So it's harder today. I don't know why. Maybe it's in a different studio. It feels different. It's harder for me. And then the hands come back, and then we lower. Good. So I'm feeling it right here, like right in the middle of my waist, kind of in between the upper and lower abdominals. Hopefully you guys are too. Okay, now we're going to go for it with the hundreds. And if you've never done the hundreds, just follow my lead, follow my instruction verbally, and hopefully you'll get it. Don't worry if you don't, okay? Sometimes when you first do this, it feels a little bit strange and you're like, is this right? But you know, the more you practice, the more you connect, the better it feels. So we're gonna reach our arms back. Try not to arch the back away from the floor. So keep the back in the same position all the way through. We're gonna exhale and lift our arms now, this time to mid-thigh height. They stay there and they move up and down from the mat to the mid-thigh. This is our range. But we're going to go really fast, and this is going to really challenge our abdominals, okay? So getting ready. Let's just move the arms for now. So we're creating a little breeze by our legs. You should be feeling that to cool yourself down. So we're inhaling and exhaling. So we go in for 5 and exhale for 5. Keep reaching those arms really long. Don't want floppy wrists. Want nice, strong, straight arms. Okay, and if you want a little bit more, you can bring one leg to tabletop. That's going to bring the lower abdominals to the party. And then add the second leg. Okay, so keep going. Keep your chin tucked, same position. If your neck starts to hurt, just place one hand behind your head for some support, but keep the other arm going. And then just swap over. So you've got to keep this going. As you probably guessed, and my regulars will know this, the hundreds is 100 repetitions of this movement of the arms. So if you want a little bit more of a challenge, if it's not feeling that challenging today, you can stretch your legs away. Squeeze the legs together, and you can lower them to make it even harder. Okay, so keep breathing, guys. Woo, getting hot. So bring the legs up for less intensity. The lower you go with those legs, the more intense it's going to be. Keep it going. We're almost there. We're way over halfway. Keep breathing. You can do this. In 2, 3, 4, 5 and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2, 3, 4, 5 and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. It's burning, I know. But you've got this. Woo! Getting a bit of a sweat on in here. Okay, let's do 2 more sets. In 2, 3, 4, 5 and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. In 2, 3, 4, 5 and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Amazing. Now don't flop down to the floor. Slowly lower with control. That's the hardest part of the class. Pretty much tick, okay? So hug those knees in. Whew, okay. We're gonna roll up or come onto your side and come up to seated. So hold behind the knees, roll yourself up. So your feet should be towards the end of the mat. Now, I won't be evil and do half roll downs because we've already done quite a lot. But now the abs are warm, we're gonna try our roll up and roll down. Full body roll up and roll down. If you can't, or you struggle with this, you can't do it, I'll give you some modifications, but we're going to try it first. So sit really tall, legs nice and straight. You're going to reach your arms out just to shoulder height or a little bit lower if you need to. Okay, we're going to roll back. So we're going to draw our belly in and up, and we're going to start to tuck our pelvis underneath us, a bit like a car seat where you roll it back, or it probably has a button now. Everything's got a button. So we're going to draw the belly back and try and get your lower back down towards the floor first. Now squeeze the legs together and the feet. Squeeze the glutes as well. And you're just slowly rolling down with control, releasing one vertebrae at a time as you lean back, and then your head comes down last. Enjoy that little stretch behind you. Take an inhale. And then we're going to reach up. Exhale, come up the same way. So squeeze the legs, squeeze your glutes. That's going to help you lift, okay? Squeeze, exhale. So we're going to come up the same way. Keep the rounded spine until the shoulders come over the hips and then straighten nice and tall. So nice straight spine here. If you struggle, let's try one modified version. So hands just behind your lower back. Same thing. You're still going to do the same action. Use the same muscles. Lowering down. So you're just using a little bit of extra support. And it's going to help you on the way up. So getting ready to come up again. Squeeze the legs together for everyone that's doing the full version. Just go for it, guys. Okay, let's exhale. Push hands slightly into the floor, but don't let the arms do all the work. Keep switched on here, and then come up to seated, okay? Other option is to bend the knees and hold behind the legs and just use a little bit of support. But let's do 2 more full versions because I'm in the zone now, so let's go for it. Squeeze legs together. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, scoop and round. Reach back. And then we come up again. Exhale. Squeeze everything into the midline of the body. Knees, ankles, toes, glutes. Perfect. One more time. We're going to count to 8 now. So we're going to roll down to a count of 8. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, 5, 4, and 3. Definitely the hardest, so be prepared. That's where you're going to really need your strong exhalation. 3, 4, and 5 to come back up, or 5, 4, and 3. We're going the other way. So getting ready to roll up to a count of 8. Exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Okay, we're going to have a little stretch. So we're going to bring ourselves back. So we're going to come into a bit of a back strengthener just for now, because we're going to give those abs a little break. Now you can bend one knee. We're going to come up like this, or you can do both legs, or you can take the box position with your feet hip distance, knees both bent, and come up into a kind of tabletop box shape. Okay, so we're going to do it twice, so you get the option to change your legs, or you can do 2 full versions with both legs straight, up to you. If you're feeling strong, go for it. Okay, so our hands are about 2 hands distance behind us, and you can have your fingers pointing towards you or out to the side, whatever feels good for your wrists, okay? Getting ready to come up. We're just going to bend the elbows, push up the chest, look at the ceiling, and then squeeze the bottom, lift the belly in and up, and hold it up there. Okay, so this is our leg pull front. On the second version, I'm going to give you a leg pull option. Otherwise, you can just hold here. So the leg pull option you can only do if you have both legs fully extended. Otherwise, you're just going to hold in your half version. So the leg pull option, I'm going for it early. Usually have this at the end, but I just felt the need to do it now. Okay, so we're going to get ready, lift up again, squeeze, hold there. If you want to lift the leg, you're going to go left, right. Try and keep the hips level. Left and right. One more time each side. Woo! Good, and then lower the hips. Take a little seat forward, just rotate the wrists, give them a little rest. Now we're going to go into our rolling. I miss rolling. So sit towards the end of your mat, have some space behind you to roll on. If you have a nice spongy carpet or whatever you're doing this on, then that's nice. Okay, so we're going to do rolling like a ball, and we might try seal as well. I think we did that last week, but let's do it again. So our feet are really close together and they're pulled towards our bottom. So we're bringing ourselves into a really small ball shape. Now to roll, our spine doesn't want to be flat like this. It wants to be rounded. So you're going to scoop the belly in and round the spine as much as you can. That will make you roll a lot more effectively. Okay, so you're going to scoop your belly in and up. If you don't want to roll, you can just bring your feet off of the floor and just balance here. And this is still working the same muscles, so you're still working effectively. If your spine is not, it's not happy today, you're sore or something, your back's niggly, if you've got any disc issues, don't roll, okay? Not for now, if there's any pain. So if not, if you're all good to go, you're going to tuck your chin in, get ready, and then roll back. Keep everything in a nice round shape. Exhale to come up. So we inhale back, exhale to come back up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. So keep that rounded shape all the way through. Excellent. Okay, let's try still because it's fun. So still, you're going to take your knees out, your feet stay together, and then you're just going to take your hands and wrap them underneath your ankles. Again, you can just lift your feet off the floor and balance. This is still working. Try and do this while you're watching your favorite TV program and work your lower abdominals. Just hold for a couple of minutes, you'll feel it. Okay, so you can stay here and balance. If you want to do the full seal, it's the same thing. Rolling back, so you've got to round the spine, not straight. Tuck chin in so you don't roll back on your neck. We're going to clap our feet together 3 times, which I know sounds weird, but it's fun. Okay, and then you're going to roll back. Try and clap, clap, clap while you're back there. Roll up, clap, clap, clap. Let's do it again. Clap, clap, clap. And clap, clap, clap. 2 more. If you can. Whew. Last one. So it teaches you that control. When you've got a clap, you can't roll back and forth really fast like we do on the rolling like a ball. So it's a little bit more challenging, but it can feel more comfortable for some people. So that's why I put it in there today, just to give you that option. Okay, so we're going to roll back down to the floor. You can use it as a roll down opportunity, as always. So take the arms out, squeeze everything together, knees, ankles, glutes. Exhale and roll back. Perfect. Take a little stretch. Okay, now we're going to go into our single leg stretch and double leg stretch. So we're going to let's bring our right knee in first. So right knee, left hand. Right hand onto the same ankle, and then you're going to stretch your left leg away. Now you can keep your head down if your neck's bothering you. If you're all good, scoop your belly in and up and lift up. Now you're not cheating by pulling yourself up using your legs. There's a reason for it. We're going to work as a whole unit, keeping the body really still. All that's going to move are your hands and your legs, yeah? Everything else, my head, my torso, everything else is going to stay really still. Try not to rock from side to side. And to help you do that, really lift the belly in and up strongly. That's going to stabilize you, okay? So the leg can be higher for a little bit easier. The lower you go, the more you're going to work into the low abdominals. So let's go for it. Choose your level. Pull the knee in towards your shoulder. We generally pull. So we pull once and then we pull again because we know we can go further. And that helps us exhale even more. So exhale, exhale. Swap, exhale, exhale. Draw the shoulders back away from the ears. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to do one more set just like this, or if you want more of a challenge, because I know some of you will, hands behind the head, same thing with the legs. Good, keep it going. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Hug both knees. It's so warm in here. I want to put the aircon on, but it'll be really noisy, so I won't do that. Okay, so we've got double leg stretch coming up. Remember, legs higher, the less intensity. The lower you go with the legs, you will start to feel your lower back wanting to come away from the floor, so you've got to draw the abdominals in and keep it flat. Yeah, keep everything secure to the mat and not moving or arching. So we start off in a nice relaxed position, hugging the knees in, lifting the forehead towards the knees. See if you can touch. A little stretch for the spine to start with. Okay, so we inhale as we reach out. Our arms come in line with our ears. We don't come all the way back. They're in line with our ears, and our legs reach away. Then we exhale and hug everything in. Ah, so much nicer, this bit. Okay, so the challenging part is the reaching out. So really use all of your energy. We're going to do 5, but we're going to progressively hold for longer. So we hold for 1 second on the first one, 5 seconds on the last one. Let's go for it. Inhale, reach. Exhale, back in. That was that easy one. Okay, let's inhale, hold for 2, 1, and back. And again, we hold for 3, 2, 1, and back. Halfway. Hold again. 4, 3, 2, 1. Little tip on the last one. Squeeze your legs together as hard as you can, okay? Let's go for it. Reach. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We can hold for longer, right? No, it's okay. Okay, hug it back in. Lower the head. Perfect. So our abdominals are really warm now. We're going to work a little bit into the side waist. So we're going to just let our arms relax by the side of us and just keep them really kind of soft, the shoulders down, away from the ears. We're going to just bring our knees back to that tabletop position. Now, this is an option for those of you that want to, there's easy ways and hard ways. So they're going to go with the easy one first, and then I'm going to make it progressively harder. And you can follow along with me, or you can stop when it's like, whoa, that's too much, okay? So we're going to take our knees over to one side, keep them both locked on top of each other, and on an inhale. And then we're going to exhale and pull our ribs back to the floor first, so the legs just follow back to center, and then we're going to go all the way over to the other side. So we don't have to go all the way to the floor, as I always say. It's until you feel that you can't go any further and your shoulders are still down on the floor. Then we're going to exhale, come back. Now, if you want that progression, we're going to stretch the legs over, extend the top leg, and bring it back if you can with the leg extended. Then bring them back together. So over on an inhale, stretch, exhale back. Use your arms and your shoulders to help you. Good, so you stick with the level that works for you. If not extending the leg is not with you today, that's fine. If you want even more, you know what's coming. Both legs, back to center. Bend, reach over, extend, pull back. So it's a lot harder with both legs, especially if you've got really long legs. Mine aren't baby giraffe or anything, but they're pretty long, so for all the short people, this is yours. Okay, let's do one more each side. Kick, out, back. One last time. Exhale. Oh, last one's always the hardest, but it's the one that gives us the results. Okay, and the feet come down. So we're going to do a couple of shoulder bridges because I know that works quite strongly into your lower back, those twists. So we're going to give ourselves a little bit of a stretch now for the front of the body and release the low back. Bring the feet in a little bit closer to your bottom so you can just touch the back of your heels, but not so close that you feel like your knees are really squashed up, okay? If your knees feel uncomfortable, take the feet out a bit further. Okay, so lift your toes again, high, and then place them back down. So we'll keep our feet active. We're going to slowly start to tuck and roll the pelvis just to check in with the low back again. And if it feels okay, we're going to slowly start to peel the spine away from the base of the spine all the way to the top of the spine. So my neck is still on the floor. I can turn my head from side to side without any discomfort. So we're going to push up and hold there. So just enjoying that little nice stretch into the front of the hips, activating the back of the body super strong. And then on your next available exhale, whenever that naturally happens, we're not forcing any breath here. We're just going to slowly release it back down. So upper back first. And I quite like to do this kind of walking down the front of my body with my fingers just to remind myself where I'm releasing my spine and when. I don't know why I do that, but I just find it helps. Okay, so let's go up again. Exhale. Slowly start to release the spine away. Try and keep both hips level. I'm going to give you a leg option now. So this is a Pilates, kind of a real Pilates move. So you can, if you want to, tuck your hands and put them underneath your bottom or your hips. And you can use this kind of position to do your leg movement. So the leg movement is this. We stretch out, kick up and down. Okay, 3 times on both sides. If this is uncomfortable for you for any reason with the arms, you can still do the same thing, but just try and keep your hips really level, okay? So we're going to try and strengthen around the body, but we don't want to do that with a twisted hip. So keep it as level as you can. I'm going to start with the back leg. Lift it up, flick down, exhale up. 3 times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more. Use the exhale. Okay, front leg now. Stretch it out. It needs it after that. And up. 2 and 1. Perfect. Bring the foot back down. Slightly untuck the shoulders if you have them tucked underneath you slightly. And then slowly exhale. Let the spine release. All the way back down. Okay, we have one more version. Just readjusting my feet because I moved them a little bit. So still hip distance. Find a position that feels good for you. After the first two, if you feel like you need your feet further out, please do that first before you come up, okay? So we're gonna exhale and peel the spine away. Back up to the top of our shoulder bridge. Use your upper arms and your palms on the floor to help you stay strong and in position. Okay, now we're gonna bring the leg up, excuse me, reaching the toes to the ceiling. We're gonna pulse up and down, small movement, 1 inch, 10 times. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place it back down. Hips drop down, so push them back up again. It's okay, they do that. They get tired. Okay, extend the other leg away. We go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place that foot back down. Push both hips up. As I said, they get tired. And on your next exhale, slowly release down. Oh, feels so good. Okay, so how are we doing for time? We are 10 minutes away. So let's quickly do some sideline work. So I'm going to lay myself in line with the mat, the back edge of the mat, so I know that I'm laying in a straight position. Okay, and I'm just going to have my hand underneath my head to support my neck and keep my neck nice and long. Then I'm going to swing my feet forwards. And I'm going to push my bottom foot into the floor and flex it. That's going to stay there now. This top leg's doing all the movement, but I want to keep everything else really still. So hips stacked, one on top of the other, not twisting and rolling. Everything's still. Lift belly in and up and squeeze both sides of your bottom, just a little bit, not so much that you kind of can't breathe, okay? So the top leg, reach it long and away, and then you're going to kick it forwards and take it back. So push down on the foot that's on the floor. That's going to keep you really still and breathe. Okay, so we're going to come forward on an inhale. Exhale to go back. 6 more. Keep pushing on that foot that's on the floor. You can see mine moving a little bit. It's trying to cheat, but I'm not going to let it. Couple more here. So this top arm, if you want more of a challenge, take it away from the floor. That's going to challenge your balance even more. How many have you got left? Maybe 2? It's always that final 2, isn't it? Good. Okay, now take this top leg back in line with your body so the 2 legs look different. Try and touch the floor of your toes. That's going to give you a nice stretch into the hip. And then you can lay on your arm if you prefer that, if it's more comfortable. Then you're going to just lift that leg up and down, which looks really simple, and it is. But it's going to start to get a little bit warmer around here. And that's what we want. And to help that burn happen, I want you to reach that leg really long, as if you're trying to touch the opposite wall. So I'm going to try and aim for that wall and try and touch it with my toes. That's just going to keep the leg fully extended. And it's really burning now. I can feel that. I say burning. I mean, it's a good sensation. It's not bad. No pain, no gain, right? But not actual pain. It's not really painful. It's like a muscle waking up from a sleep. And most of our glutes are asleep, I have to say. They do tend to be the muscles that get weaker and atrophy quicker than any others. But they're also one of the biggest muscles in the body. So once they get strong, you know, they stay strong. So let's get them strong. 2 and 1. Now we're going to keep that leg up and see if we can still keep it long. So try not to let it collapse in. Reach it long. You can even push your hip down and away. And then see if you can lift it up even more. We're going to hold for 10, 9, 8. It's burning. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring both legs together. Lay out on your arm if you're not already there. Getting ready for double leg lift. Okay, so you're going to stretch both legs really straight off of the floor. They're going to float off the floor anyway if you straighten them. So really straighten at the knees, and then they just float up like magic. Squeeze both sides of your bottom, lift your belly in and up. Keep holding. We're going to hold this for quite a long time. So I'm starting to feel this now in my inner thigh or the lower leg. That would be because it needs some strengthening. So that's what I'm feeling it. Keep stretching both legs away. Good. Now we're going to imagine that we're going for a little swim on our side. Our arms are not going to do anything, but our legs are going to do all the work. Okay, so there's a shark coming. I want to get away from it. We're going to do fast, small kicks to get away. Super fast. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax down. Okay, we've got to come to the other side now. So another challenge. I want you to bend your knees and keep your feet off the floor. Use your hands. Use your abdominals to keep your legs lifted. Spin yourself around to the other side. And here we are, all ready to go. Okay, so line yourself up with the back of the mat. Feet come forward. Hand underneath head or lay on your arm, whatever feels good for your neck. Just, you want to feel like you can breathe and you're not constricted in any way. Okay, so that top leg, stretch it long again. Now we've got to reach the opposite wall, which is even further away. And then we're going to kick forward and back. Yeah, so forwards and back. Now, for those of you that haven't done this one before, it can be quite challenging, but it doesn't take long to get strong. So keep lifting belly in and up. Keep pushing down on the foot that's on the floor. Start small. You might just be here, just moving a couple of inches forward and back. That's fine. It doesn't take long to add a little bit on each time, okay? So none of us started being able to kind of kick around almost to the back of our head. We all started, you know, wobbling and not able to do it. So it's only through practice that we get strong like this. And it's so good for the rest of our bodies because we're strengthening this part of our body from the hips up to kind of where our shoulders are. All of this trunk position, just getting stronger and stronger so that we can do lots of other activities safely and we don't get injured. Good, and it just helps us feeling connected to our bodies. Okay, so we're going to bring that top leg back. Remember, see if you can touch the toes to the floor. That's going to give you a nice stretch into the outer hip. Keeping your hip in that position, we lift up and down. So once you're happy that the hip's going to stay there, if it's not, just keep the hand there. If the hip is going to stay there and you want more of a challenge, remember that top arm. Keep pushing down on the foot that's on the floor. The outer part of that leg is working quite strongly now to keep everything still. So if you took that leg away, you'd probably fall over. So the whole body is working as in unison together. Keep reaching. Good, we've got a couple more. Exhale as you lift. Keep reaching the leg along. Don't let it take a holiday just yet. We're almost there. We've got about 4 minutes to go of the class, so don't give up yet. Give up at 1:15. Use every last bit of energy for these last few moves. One more, and then we're going to hold it at the top as high as you can. Push the hip down. Make sure that waist stays nice and long. Keep lifting belly in and up. Keep breathing. A little bit higher if you can. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We come down, both legs together, lay on the arm, double leg lift. So stretch both legs, they just magically float. I love that magic, that Pilates magic. Again, this is one that you kind of start off doing and think, this is hard. But over time, it just becomes really satisfying. Okay, so to be able to lift both legs off the floor and hold them there and not kind of sweat and struggle is actually a really nice feeling because it makes your whole body just feel connected. So keep reaching those toes really long. You can challenge yourself, obviously, with that top arm if you want it. I can see some arms going in the air. Or just leave the fingers resting. Keep holding, keep holding. That underneath leg, inner thigh should be waking up around about now. It's all good. Keep breathing. Keep lifting belly in and up. This side waist is working so strongly. It should be solid here. You can feel it. Okay, it's time for swimming. Let's get it going. Keep those legs moving super fast. One forward, one back. Keep squeezing both sides of your bottom. Both legs stay really straight. Try not to bend at the knees. Let's go for it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm sad it's finishing. Letting the legs come down. Let's roll onto our front because we're halfway there. And let's just have a little upper back movement just to finish off the class. Okay, so your legs roughly hip distance behind you. If you want to work stronger, you're going to bring your feet together. That's going to work into the glutes a bit more. We're going to take our arms out, just in line with our shoulders, palms facing down. We're going to lift our head just away from the floor slightly, and then lift our arms up. Okay, so now we're going to just pulse and lift up a little bit more. This is our starting position. My neck is long in line with the spine, belly lifted in and up. We're going to pulse up and down, up and down. If this is too much, for whatever reason, you can always place the hands down, just lift the body. Okay, but if it feels good, we're going to go for 10, 9. Let's turn the thumbs up to the ceiling. 8, 7, 6, 5. Still looking down at the floor. Let's not try and crook our neck or do anything strange. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands come underneath the shoulders now. We're going to tuck our toes under. Hopefully your feet are still on the mat. Lift ourselves up to plank. Oh yes, straight in there. Hold it there. Spread the fingers wide. If you need to, come down to the knees. Otherwise, knees lift. Hold for a last 10 seconds here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk the hands back towards the feet, just as we started. Feet hip distance, bend the knees as much as you need. Inhale at the bottom. Lift belly in and up. One last time. Exhale. Slowly come back up to standing. Roll the shoulders at the top. Woo. And give yourselves a little shake. Shake all that energy out into the room. And well done, guys. Hope you enjoyed the class. Lovely to see so many people joining in. I hope to see you next week. I'll be back this same time next week, 12:30, on Facebook Live and on our parks. So have a great week. Let me know in the comments or question section if you have anything to say. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. Have a good one. Whew. Head tapped.